Purchase them.
Thank you, Mr. President. Before I actually begin my presentation, I will say that I was caught up in a demonstration outside this morning when I was already running late after having some medical assessments myself and then having my driveway blocked by a builder from next door. Feeling somewhat frustrated, I got caught up in the protest outside, which denied me access to the building, which we know is actually illegal. But it was interesting, gave me the opportunity to speak about what I was speaking about this morning now, with them there and the media in attendance. So I will continue my presentation on the basis that I've already talked a bit about it. So, Mr. President, Mishca Linden is a grade 8 student who has lived in Wynyard all her life. When Mishca learned that there wasn't a climate strike organised for Wynyard, she organised and led the students' climate strike in the Wynyard Cow Park that was attended by many locals of all ages. I'm going to relate much of what she said in her speech at the event, because she says it well. Mishca said, "I love growing up here because even though Wynyard is small, it's fun. I love swimming at the wharf with my friends in summer and swimming at Boat Harbour Beach. I like going to Wynyard High because I think we still get great opportunities even though we are a small high school. This year I've been learning about a lot of things at school: volume and area in maths, the plague and Vikings in history, landforms and Viking expansion in geography, and cell structures in science. However, climate change wasn't something I learned as part of the regular curriculum. I started to learn about climate change when I was asked to make a short film for the Commissioner of Children and Young People on the issues that young people were worried about. My short film displayed the results of a survey I conducted on students at my school to see what they thought of climate change. I found out that teachers are the second biggest influence on what students thought about climate change, but only 29% of students said they had been taught about climate change in school. I decided to learn more. So, Mr. President, Mishca is interested in marine biology and chose to do her UTAS Science Fair investigation on the effects of ocean acidification on mussel cells. And during her research, she began to see firsthand the effect on our oceans that climate change will have in her lifetime. Mishca went on to say in her speech, "We have a problem. Basically, the Earth is heating up and increased amounts of CO2 are affecting the oceans, the climate, ecosystems and us. The lungs of our Earth, the Amazon, are on fire. This ancient rainforest that doesn't normally catch on fire is burning to the ground. Vast tracts of Queensland and New South Wales have already been in the grips of tragic and deadly bushfire of a severity we've never seen before. It is only the beginning of spring and our emergency services are bracing us to prepare for worse to come. Is anyone else worried? Even if you don't believe in climate change, you cannot deny that our way of life is a problem. We have a problem that's getting worse and we can make a difference. I don't know why Scott Morrison isn't attending the UN summit that will be taking place in 3 days from now. 60 heads of state, including India's Prime Minister, France's President, the UK's Prime Minister and German Chancellor, are meeting in New York at the Climate Emergency Summit. I don't believe in passing opportunities to learn about important things, and I can't believe our Prime Minister is not going." So, Mr. President, Mishca's concerns were shared by many other Australians, with one poll suggesting that 71% of those polled from all political backgrounds believed he should have attended, and another poll showing 90% of Australians view climate change as a serious and pressing problem. Mishca continued, "But I'm here and you are all here, and today we have our conversation so we can learn more on how to fix this problem. Learning and talking to each other is the most important thing we can do. We're going to have to push harder than yesterday if we want a better tomorrow, because the climate crisis affects everyone. This is not a mainland issue. This is not a young person's issue or a wealthy person's issue. This is an everybody issue. This is our issue. I wish Scott Morrison could see the cow park today. We're all here because we are a community. We have different ideas and beliefs, but we are a community, and when you're a part of a community, you turn up and support one another. As a community today, we are here to learn together so that we can work to stop the worst of the crisis playing out. It's important that we all stand together and not against one another. We have to be ready to learn more here today." And further, "It's okay that we are all still learning about climate change. I'm not here today because I know the answers. That's for all of us to work out together. But each of us leading in our own way and calling on others to do the same, I know that we will build paths out of this mess. None of us will want to live in fear of an uncertain future. I'm growing up in Wynyard, Tasmania, but I'm also growing up on this planet. It's time to respectfully work out solutions to this problem. Our leaders aren't showing us a clear way forward, so I think we need to make our own path here in Wynyard and leave a trail for others to follow. Mr President, Mishca is a young, intelligent, passionate and articulate Tasmanian who is willing to stand up in front of a large crowd and raise her voice and express concerns that many of us share. And she is right. We must all increase our knowledge, share our knowledge and address the very real issues facing us as a result of climate change. I commend Mishca for her courage and willingness to act in such an inclusive and proactive way. This is her future. It is our children's and grandchildren's future. Let us listen to these young people, learn from them, share our knowledge with them and work with them to ensure a safe, sustainable, secure and certain future for us all.